Where is the feminist movement? Where is the women's right movement? Where are those hardcore men ain't shit women? Where are those hardcore female empowerment movements? Where is the where they at right now? Because I see. Here's the thing, people. We all know the whole thing with the whole Taliban. It's a complete clusterfuck. We all know that. Jen Psaki is being disingenuous and lying to the people. Joe Biden's lying and being disingenuous to the people. Nobody in the Biden administration is actually being truthful when it comes to this whole Iraq. I'm not Iraq. This whole Afghanistan thing. Nobody there is being truthful. And the fact that they're not being truthful just goes to show how scared they are of the people actually I'm sorry. What's the one? I'm kind of blank right now. How they are literally not putting the best interests that they have been promoting for the past 4, 5, 7, 8 years of women, of female empowerment, women's rights. Women need more security and all that stuff. You know, this is a man's world, even though there's more women on this planet. You know, women are being underpaid in the United States, even though tons of research saying that that's a bold-faced freaking lie. More men just work more hours than women. The whole single parent household thing. They won't take it to the fact that a lot of women tell their man to leave and never come back. They get all this alimony and child support, but then they scream they strong and independent. You know, those type of women. Where the hell are they at when it comes to actual women's rights being kicked down their throats, and in places like Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, you name it. Basically the original hardcore women belong in the kitchen type countries, type regions. Where the hell they at? I don't see them. I ain't see not one female empowerment movement. I ain't see AOC. I ain't see Nancy Pelosi. She made a comment about helping out the women and children, but when it comes to actually, or you know, I didn't even see Hillary Clinton. I ain't see her nowhere, people. Hillary Clinton dead freaking silent about this whole thing, about the whole women's rights being taken away from Afghanistan because of the Taliban. They taking everything away. The Taliban. Women's rights is nowhere to be found in places like I just mentioned. But you have these entitled ass women in the United States still promoting the fact that they're getting underpaid even though they work less hours. More women call off more because of women's issues and all that stuff. I've not seen not one hardcore feminazi or even feminists saying things about the women's rights in freaking Afghanistan. And the Taliban is freaking lying, saying they will respect women's rights, but we all know that ain't true. We all know that ain't true. I mean, people with a IQ over room temperature, we all know that's not true. It's crazy at this point how people actually believe that the Taliban is being actually they actually care about their women. They saying they're gonna be more truth, more respectful to women. When we all know how it's gonna be. Any woman that thinks about speaking out, they might end up again beat, pistol whipped, stoned, all that stuff. So let me go ahead and read y'all this article from the Post Millennial. Taliban allegedly kills Afghan woman for not wearing a burqa. The woman was reportedly shot and killed by Taliban fighters in Taloquan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry. Takhar province for going out without a burqa. Despite pledges from Taliban leadership to respect women's rights within the framework of Sharia law, an Afghan woman was recently killed over not wearing a burqa. A graphic photo was obtained by Fox News showing the woman lying on the ground in a pool of blood, surrounded by her parents. The woman was reportedly shot and killed by Taliban fighters in Talakwan Takar province for going without a burqa. CNN correspondent Clarissa Ward asked Taliban commander Assad Masoud Kistani about how the Taliban will protect women, with many women fearing that they won't be able to go to school or work. How do you protect women? Because many women are afraid they would not be allowed to go to school. They would not be allowed to work. Ward asked. The women can continue their life, and we will not say anything for them. They can go to their school. They can continue their education. Kistani said, adding the women must cover up. So, like I'm wearing, Ward asked. She was wearing a black headscarf and abaya, a shapeless dress that covers the body. Not like you, but covering their face. Kistani responded. Ward noted that this will actually be a niqab, which is veil for the face that permits a woman to see through a mesh panel. Why do they have to cover their face? Ward pushed. Because it is in our Islam, Kastani responded. In another report, Ward highlighted the booming sale of burqas in Kabul as women rush to buy the garments, fearing what would happen if they are not seen walking down the street without one. Again, where are those hardcore feminist women's rights people? Where they at? Where those goddamn white saber beta male bitches? Talk about female empowerment. Talk about I'm a male feminist. No, you're not. You're just doing that just to get some pussy. Get up, be real. Clarissa Ward says a Kabul shopkeeper told her he's selling a lot more buckets because people are frightened. You start to understand how the space for women becomes smaller and smaller, how the rights become marginalized, how they ultimately become disenfranchised. So go ahead, watch this clip, people.
So the Taliban told all people who work for the government that they can go back to their jobs today. We saw policemen directing traffic on the streets. We're in a busy market. Not all the stores are open, but certainly a good amount of them. And if you come with me, Will Bonnet, my cameraman who I'm working with here, is just going to take us. There's one shop that's doing pretty good business at the moment, which is not entirely surprising. This shop here, which is selling burqas. Burqas are all-consuming, all-covering attire that are very common in Afghanistan, were particularly common under the Taliban, and are enjoying now something of a renaissance because as the Taliban have come back into town, more and more women are afraid to walk down the street, even wearing very conservative attire like I am wearing now. And so we actually talked to the shopkeeper a little while ago, and he told us that he's been selling a lot more burqas because people are frightened. They're coming out, they're buying them for their wives, their daughters, whoever it may be, because they feel that from now on, this is the way for women to be safe on the streets. And this is how it starts, okay? Because we hear from the Taliban again and again, women's rights will be protected. Women will be allowed to be educated. Women will be allowed to go to work. But when you have women so afraid that they're going out to buy burqas because they're worried to be seen on the streets, even dressed very conservatively as I am, you start to understand how the space for women becomes smaller and smaller, how their rights become marginalized, and how they ultimately become disenfranchised.
Are you seeing anything different with that personally? I mean, it's been a change day to day, Clarissa. We talking to you on Sunday versus how you were dressed appropriately for the situation on Monday, but being told that you needed to move aside because you were a woman near the palace. What has the experience been like for you in the last 24 hours?
For the most part, I want to be clear, the Taliban have been polite to us and they have been welcoming. They have told...
That's bullshit. That's bullshit. I was with her for a bit, but then she started spurring out all that bullshit. Okay, Wood says the burqas are enjoying now something of a renaissance because as the Taliban have come back to town, more and more women are afraid to walk down the street, even wearing very conservative attire like I am right now. So you see, this is my problem with CNN and these disingenuous people trying hard not to upset the far left people. They would not tell them the truth about what's going on in Taliban because the fan base will feel like they're betraying them. But the same woman that's giving you this newscast, she is literally any moment she might end up dying. The far left people do know that, right? She might end up dying because of what? Because there's literally no women's rights in freaking in Taliban with the whole Taliban. There's no women's rights in Afghanistan. Now that the Taliban's in charge, what? Okay, she going. She already said that. She already said that. So I'm guessing that's it. So okay, so she said they was gonna go back to what? They was gonna go back to the what? Sorry, people. Let me. There was something here. Kill the Taliban for women's rights framework. Here it is. Okay, let's go and look that up. Sharia law. Sharia law. Let's go and see what that is. Okay, Sharia law is a religious forming part of Islamic tradition. It is derived from the religious precepts of Islam, particularly the Quran and the Hadith. In Arabic, the term to God's immunity, divine law, and is contrasted with fish. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, which refers to a human scholarly interpretations. The manner of its application in modern times has been the subject of dispute between Muslim fundamentalists and modernists. Okay, I'm guessing. Let's go and see what it says about women. Yeah, here we go. They said they was going to go back to the modern times. What does that say? Here it is. Women, non-Muslim slaves. In both the rules of civil disputes and the application of penal law, classical Sharia gushes between men and women, between Muslims and non-Muslims, and between free persons and slaves. Traditional Islamic law assumes a patriarchal society with a man at the head of the household. Different legal schools formulated a variety of legal norms which could be manipulated to the average of men and women. But women were generally at a disadvantage with respect to the rules of inheritance, blood money, and witness testimony, where in some cases a woman's value is effectively treated as half of that of a man. Various financial obligations imposed on the husband acted as a deterrent against unilateral divorce, and they commonly gave the wife financial leverage in divorce proceedings. Women were active in Sharia courts as both plaintiffs and defendants in a wide variety of cases, though some often to be represented by a male relative. Sharia was intended to regulate affairs of a Muslim community. Non-Muslims residing under Islamic rule had the legal status of dhimmi, which entailed a number of protections, restrictions, freedoms, and legal inequalities, including payment of the jizya tax. Dhimmi communities have legal anatomy to educate their internal affairs. Cases involving ligaments. Okay, so let's go. Keep going. See if anything else is here. Okay, so it says here that basically the woman has no say so under the Sharia law. The women have no say so. They are less than the man. So that's apparently what they're going back to. What else does it say? Women, domestic violence. The Surah 434 in the Quran has been debated for domestic violence and also has been subject to varied interpretations. According to some interpretations, Sharia condones certain forms of domestic violence against women. When a husband suspects nushas, disobedience, disloyalty, rebellion, ill conduct, and his wife only after admonishing and stayed away from the beds does not work. These interpretations have been criticized as interlinked with women's rights in domestic abuse cases. Cap Musawa, Sida, Kafa, and other organizations have proposed ways to modify Sharia-inspired laws to improve women's rights in Muslim-majority nations, including women's rights in domestic abuse cases. However, according to Hadith, Muhammad said, "Those who strike their wives are not best among you." Okay, so women's protection rights, Islamic law. Okay, so that's how it seems to be, but a lot in a lot of cases in with the Taliban in Afghanistan, that's not how it is. So they want to go back to the Sharia law, which basically means women will be less and the man will be the head of the table. There will be no say so to the woman, stuff like that. But apparently that's what they're going for, and apparently that's what a lot of these hardcore feminists do not want to talk about when it comes to the Taliban, because it's you know what's really funny? You literally have people that are defending the Taliban right now. They won't say nothing about them killing. They won't say nothing about them basically beheading people. They won't say nothing about women's rights. You literally had these far left people defending the Taliban on Twitter. It's funny. It's really less, but that's for a different video. Let me know what y'all think. Do you guys like what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. I will see y'all next one. Peace.